Good evening, race fans. Welcome back to Sim Race TV, or welcome to Sim Race TV if it's your first time here. We appreciate the support. Tonight, we're live with the USRL, the United Southern Racing League, the 2018 Demon Sim Works Cup Series, race number 3. And last week, Troy Radford pulled off the win. He brought it home last week, Dustin. How you feeling tonight?
Man, I'm feeling good, man. How about you? I'm getting ready to watch this race. I'm excited to see it. First time I've ever seen a cup car run here, so it should be exciting.
Yeah, and they're out there qualifying right now, and maybe you can give us an update on the points here in a little bit later on, because you know it's race number 3, so things are starting to shake up. Dustin Phillips has a win, and so does Troy Radford now, so maybe it'll be 3 different winners in each race, or well, a different winner in each race this season. That'd be pretty cool. So maybe one of these other guys can get a win and make it 3 different winners in 3 different races. That's always awesome, man. But one thing I'd like to say is, you know, they got the cup cars here at Iowa tonight, and they're out there qualifying right now, but we got a lot of horsepower on a short little track.
Yeah, man, this track's very similar looking to Richmond, but it's like a short track field with a Speedway speed, man. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
Yeah, we still got quite a few minutes here left in qualifying, but they're gonna wrap it up here pretty soon, and then they're gonna move on to their 5-minute drivers meeting before the race to go over all the rules. And you know, I guess if anybody has anything to ask the admins or whatever, you know, they do during the drivers meeting, which I have no idea. I've never been a part of it, but I know it ought to be fun. And that's a beautiful looking K&N car we're watching right here. The number 32 machine. Not all that fast. 13th on the leaderboards right now. It's Darren Clement there in that beautiful number 32, man. I tell you what, he had a nice car last week too, and I think it was white with an orange and red stripe on it, but now it's a black one, and they both look amazing. Let's take a look at some of the qualifying results here. Most of these guys have already been out. We still have a couple cars out there. Troy Radford's out there right now. He does hold on to the pole right now with a 21.790. Second place is Chris Stump right now with a 21.807. John T. Wimbish in third with a 21.810. Fourth is Chris Berg with a 21.822. Man, them are awful close times, to be honest. And you know, a short track here at Iowa in these cup cars, this is guaranteed to bring some action. So we're gonna have to keep an eye on pit road, and you know, it might be some tempers flaring, some fists are flying down there tonight. A little bit of bumping and grinding going on here and at Iowa Speedway. But hey, if it's your first time joining and you don't know who it is, hey, it's me, Jay Weezy, and Dustin German up here in the booth tonight. And race number 3 of a great season coming up here for the United Southern Racing League. And I tell you what, it's going to be exciting. I love watching these cup cars.
Yeah, it's going to be fun to see how they react here at Iowa. Like I said, I've never seen a cup car run here, and you got a lot of power underneath that hood, and it's going to be a challenge to get it put down, especially here at Iowa. You got a few bumps through 1 and 2. 3 and 4 is a little sweeping. The high side seems to be the best line, but we'll see how it goes, man. Yeah,
and you know, as soon as we get a minute to get a word in with our pole sitter Troy Rafford, of course they're in their drivers meeting right now. It's the last 5 minutes of this qualifying session, so we will give them a minute to get all that they can get in. You know, maybe they'll have it wrapped up here with a minute to go, and we can get old Troy Rafford in up here in the booth and get some info out of him, you know, maybe some fuel mileage or, you know, how he's feeling unloading here at Iowa, coming off of a win last week, man. I tell you what, he's got the momentum going in his favor. If he can keep it up, he'd be a force to be reckoned with.
Yeah, I'm looking over the points right now, man. He really gained a lot last week. Looks like he gained 10 spots in the point standings. He's up to 3rd right now behind John Wimbish in 2nd, and Chris Stump's your point leader. But those guys are only 1 point behind Chris Stump right now.
Nice. Well, hey, you heard it right there. The points are tight. So, you know, these guys are going to be looking to have a good run. And, hey, Drawers, thanks for stopping back by. Appreciate that. And we got a question. Oh. Anyways. So, you got a pick for tonight, Dustin?
Man, it'd be hard to pick against Troy, but I'm just gonna go out and I'm gonna pick John, man. He's been fast everywhere this year. He's looking for a win. He needs a win. He went winless last season. So I'm gonna go with John T. Wimbish tonight.
That's a good pick there. Right now, he's sitting 3rd. Chris Stump, also a good pick. Chris Berg, a good pick. Anybody in the top 5, and even Tommy Haynes, you know, he's in 6th. Maybe Tommy can pull it off tonight here at Iowa. We're going to find out which one of these guys can make it happen at a short track. So when they get ready to go green, the pace car will come out and do the normal 2 laps around before they go green down into 1. And, you know, they got a lot of horsepower under the hood tonight. And I can't wait to hear these cars rumbling around. So everybody get ready and, you know, get your drinks, whatever you might need to watch a good race. I know this is going to be exciting. And it's the 2018 Demon Simworks Cup Series here, the United Southern Racing League. Let's see if we can get a talk in with Troy Rafford. Hopefully he's got a second. Troy Rafford, is Jay Weezy. You got a copy?
Yeah, I do. How you doing, Jay Weezy?
Well, you're coming off a win last week, so you got the momentum looking good this coming in, unloading at Iowa. How's it feel? How's the car feel?
Yeah, the car feels real good right now. I mean, it's definitely a little interesting learning how to drive these A cars here at Iowa. They're a little touchy on the braking situation, but main thing, you know, got a good starting spot here. Stump is going to be tough, short track specialist, and he's going to be a beast tonight. So got him and Wimbish right behind me, Berg right there, Hoovler. I mean, definitely cream of the crop there. So it's going to be a tough one tonight.
Hey, well, hopefully I didn't interrupt your driver's meeting. I know you probably already know all the rules. Anyways, you're pretty good at setting the rules too. But hey, man, good luck out there tonight. How'd you manage to walk away with the pole?
I just laid down a good lap. I honestly didn't think I had a 70 in it. I was hoping for maybe a low 8 there, and Actually missed it just a little bit. Actually underdrove the exit of 4 and lost a little bit of time, but had a good drive off of 2, and there was tons of grip out there for qualifying.
Well, I think you're going to have your hands full there, Troy Radford. You got a lot of fast drivers here in the top 5. Actually, the times here, looking at these times, you know, they're mighty close, man. So, hey, man, good luck, and hopefully we catch you in victory lane.
Hey, thank you, gentlemen.
Troy Radford, the fastest in qualifying here, so he's looking to park that thing in victory lane. Problem is he's got a long way to go, and a lot of people wanting to take his spot there, so good luck to all the drivers out there. Tonight, actually, we have, looks like 21 cars showed up for this event here at Iowa, and that's a lot of cars here on this short track. So it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out. I would have to guess we're going to have a few cautions, so get ready for some action-packed racing here, and they're going to be side by side, 3 wide, and banging all over each other. I guarantee you that.
Yeah, even though this is a kind of a shorter track, man, it's a multiple groove track, so it lends itself to a lot of side by side and 3 wide, maybe even 4 wide racing at times.
Absolutely, you know, it's a big wide front stretch, some long sweeping turns. I mean, there's hardly any straightaway here on this track, so there's a whole lot of turning. So tire wear going to come into play. Drivers, you know, these guys, some of them a little bit better at short tracks than they are the bigger tracks, so they're looking to set an example, make an example out of Troy Radford right now. He's the one with the target on his back, so he's gonna have to watch out for these guys behind him, because like I said a while ago, these times, man, they are super fast, super close to each other. Let's take a look at our starting grid here, coming into race number 3. And as you know it, Troy Radford starting on the pole here tonight in that 94 machine. Alongside him is going to be Chris Stump, and we know he's going to be charging hard, trying to get around and keep Troy from leading that first lap, maybe take over the lead there from Troy Radford. So, man, that's going to be fun to watch Chris Stump here tonight. He was super fast in the last race, so he's looking to park that thing in victory lane. You can guarantee that. In the second row, it's going to be John T. Wimbish in the 56 machine. He's coming in with a new paint job on that thing, the Demon Racing Chassis, the ECAA, that's the Esophageal Cancer Awareness Association. So, beautiful looking car there, starting on the inside of that second row with Chris Berg alongside him. Chris Berg is in the 66 machine. Beautiful car right there, the purple machine right there you're looking at. Third row is going to be Trey Hoovler in the number 90. Let's see if we can get a shot at that one as well. These kind of mixed up here on my board, so bear with me. Tommy Haynes alongside him in the number 17 machine. He switched it up, got him a new paint scheme tonight. Coming into Iowa. Row number 4, Adam Jocelyn in the 61, and Bruce Potter alongside him. Fifth row is going to be Dustin Ping and Todd Sargent. Sixth row is Dale Albright in the 26, alongside AJ Rogers. And AJ, speaking of AJ, that number 6 car right there, I know he's fast on these short tracks, so I'm definitely going to be pulling for him. Jerry Glenn and Dylan Mirando, they're out there as well in that number 7th row. The 8th row is Darren Clement and Keith Dunn, Ray Radford, Dustin Phillips, Edward Morrison, Jack Walls, and Eric Driggin starting last. The green flag's out, so they're already racing.
Looks like Troy got a real good jump getting into 1. He's going to make it single file with Chris Stump right behind him. They hit the high side going into 3 and 4. It's going to be probably the best line to take tonight.
Yeah, it looks like the momentum's up there right now. Chris Stump moving in on Troy Radford right now. Troy got a great start, but Chris Stump not letting him get too far away there. All up on the back end. John T. Wimbish in 3rd. I have a feeling Chris Berg's going to be coming up through there here before too long. Just depends on how good they take care of these tires.
Yeah, it looks like Chris is just trying to size him up right now, get into his rhythm, try to, you know, be patient here. It's a long race, 180 laps, so long way to go.
Yeah, you think they can make it here on one pit stop? It's gonna be, I'd say they're gonna do 2, maybe 60, let's see, 60, 120. They come in, it'll be a 2-stop race.
Yeah, if they can make it 60, it'll be a surprise. I think there's probably gonna be around 50 laps per run there, I believe.
Well, they started off pretty smooth right now. Everybody's showing a little bit of patience here early on into this one. Troy Radford still out front. Chris Stump in second. John T. Wimbish in third. Chris Berg in fourth. And Adam Jocelyn, the number 61, as he charges down into turn number 4, or 3 and 4. He's looking pretty fast, trying to get to the outside there, Chris Berg, and take that high line away. And I would have to say that'd be a good way to pass, maybe if you could get to the outside and steal that high line away, and they'd have to, you know, try to keep it off of you.
Yeah, because you really got a lot of wheel in this car, and if you're on the bottom, you gotta kind of check up on exit because the car just wants to naturally wash up towards the wall. So yeah, the high line I think is going to be the place to be until they get a little bit of wear on the tires.
Well, let me know how it looks and sounds right now. These cars out there making a lot of noise here at Iowa for race number 3. He said, I'm messing with you, man. I know I'm kind of hanging loose on you there, Drawers. Gotta watch what I'm saying over the mic, but I do agree with you on most of the stuff you say. That's right. It's always that month, to be honest with you. Either I'm watching this battle right here. It looks like they were going to go too wide. It's Adam Jocelyn and the 9 of Dustin Ping there. They're kind of battling with each other, and right behind them is Tommy Haynes and AJ Rogers. Tommy Haynes is down to the inside of that number 6. AJ's up on the high side. AJ might have a run here, but Tommy looking strong down on the inside of that 6 machine as they dive down into 1. It's too wide right in front of them with the 9 of Dustin Ping. Adam Jocelyn, as they go single file. Tommy Haynes starting to lose a little bit of ground to AJ. AJ pulls right up on the back end of Dustin Ping, and Tommy keeps it down on the bottom. Has to keep it off of that 6 machine on the exit of turn number 4. That's going to give AJ a little bit of track, and then all of a sudden the 27 comes in and closes the door. Dylan Mirando keeping Tommy down on the bottom. Looks like Tommy's going to drop back just a little bit there as he's losing spots, being down on that bottom side.
Yeah, man, the top side is definitely the place to be right now. It looks like in the early going, but I don't know if they're really going to want tires or fuel first, man. This track is kind of abrasive track, so the tires might give up a little bit before the fuel. We'll have to see how it turns out here.
I would have to agree with that, as we got a move for the lead here. Chris Stump, or actually, yeah, Chris Stump moving on the inside of Troy Radford. We just seen Tommy Haynes lose a couple spots trying to make a move on the bottom there, as the outside line closed up for Tommy, and he lost those spots. Chris Stump powering hard on the bottom there with the 94, Troy Radford, the pole sitter, and also the winner of last week's race, coming in tonight, starting on the pole, and he's going to lose that lead here to Chris Stump, as he's going to cross him over as they head off into turn number 1, but that lap will go to Chris Stump as he completed that pass. Coming off of 4, Troy Radford going to fall in line there off in second spot. Try to hold on to there. John T. Wimbish in third, looking to put a move on Troy. Troy might be having a little bit of trouble with that Chevrolet Camaro ZL1 right now. Toyota leading the race. We got a lot of Camaros out there.
Yeah, Chris Stump just made that pass look easy, and I can assure you that is not easy. That was a beautiful pass he pulled off on Troy Radford right there.
Yeah, you know, Troy might have helped him make it look easy there. You know, he could have fought him there. We seen him battling a little harder than that, a little bit further back, but that's typically how it goes. The guys up front, they want to stay single file and try to get out of the way from everybody. What's up, Unsolved Exploitation? Appreciate you for stopping by, man. Checking out this race over on the YouTube side. We're live on YouTube, Facebook Live, and Twitch TV. So however you're watching, we definitely appreciate that.
Yeah, you're definitely right. I figured Troy might put up a little bit more fight, but it's still early. There's no need to, you know, really beat and bang right now and let everybody else catch you. Just kind of get strung out here and kind of maybe get a green flag stop in.
We're riding on the back of John Wimbish on his rear end camera shot there with a battle right behind him. Looks like Trey Hoovler and Chris Berg going at it, but there's about 4 cars as they're side by side, 2 rows deep. AJ Rogers looking to pull into the mix and make a move to the inside of Adam Jocelyn. Don't quite have that run that he's looking for, so he's going to fall back. But the 9, he's still doing some work down on the bottom with Adam Jocelyn to his high side. Problem is they got a little roadblock in front of them as the 90 trying to make a move here. That's Trey Hoovler trying to get around that 66 of Chris Berg, and looks like he's going to have him clear as they come off of turn 2. It's going to leave the battle to Dustin Ping here fighting Adam Jocelyn and Chris Berg up on the high side. Dustin down on the bottom. Can he make it happen? Looks like they're going to let him slide back in line there as these guys go back single file here. Little jockeying around for position right now. AJ Rogers moves down to the bottom there to follow Dustin Ping, but they slide right up in front of Adam Jocelyn there and tuck in behind Chris Berg and that 66. Tommy Haynes pulls to the inside of Adam Jocelyn. We got a battle right here. This battle right here is for number 8 spot between Adam Jocelyn and Tommy Haynes right there. Look how close they get coming off of 2. They almost touch, and it kind of opens the door for Dale Albright and that National Guard ZL1. Dale Albright looking to capitalize on a mistake. We haven't had a caution yet. It's been green for the first 22 laps. Troy Rafford, he led 10 or 12 laps. Then he tossed it over to Chris Stump. Chris Stump been out there ever since. About 10 laps so far.
There's one thing I've noticed with Tommy and John. They've not really been running the high side too much. They've been running middle to low, and don't seem to be working too well for Tommy back here in traffic.
Dustin Ping, I tell you what, he has been out there working that number 9 machine. He's been on the bottom a lot of the time, which is kind of harder on your tires. You lose a little bit of momentum coming down them straightaways. You gain a little bit of ground in the corner, but he's having a little bit of trouble trying to get around that 66 of Chris Berg and that Cartoon Network with Scooby-Doo and Shaggy on the hood. That's pretty cool. AJ Rogers tucks in behind Dustin. They might have found something down on the bottom there.
Yeah, I was wondering, everybody was up high, man, and just a few cars are hitting that bottom, and it looks like it may be coming in now.
AJ Rogers, he's in the hub, number 6. Check out the hub on Facebook. That's a pretty cool site, man. You ever been there, Dustin?
Yeah, I've seen it a few times, man. They help a lot of people out, man. A lot of good things they got going on over there.
Yeah, they do a lot of sim racing giveaways, and I mean, it's a really great thing. You know, I seen somebody kind of got, you know, I guess you could say screwed over, and the hub, man, they really come in and you know, showed that the sim racing community is a great place to be, a great thing to be a part of. And you know, they got this guy what he was looking for pretty quickly, actually, and on a good deal too. But yeah, the hub, man, they do sim racing giveaways, so check them out on Facebook. I believe AJ's he's the one he's the admin over there on that thing. So for more information, talk to AJ Rogers out here. We're looking at Troy Rafford here, because he's under fire from that 56 of John T. Wimbish, as Troy's going to let him go by on the high side. As they head off into 3, the 56 of John Wimbish going to move up into that number 2 spot there as he makes his way around Troy. And like I said, John T., he's got a new paint job tonight. He's rocking that Demon Racing chassis, number 56, the Esophageal Cancer Awareness Association there on the rear quarter. And that's in memory of his father. You know, his father passed away from esophageal cancer. And, oh, man, it's tough. It's really hard to even talk about it, you know. I know how hard it was for him. Tried to help him get through it. I was there the best I could be from 8 hours away, but man, I'm still my heart goes out to Johnny. And it's a beautiful machine though. I love that Z01 Camaro. He did a great job. Whoever did it anyways did a great job on that paint job. Alright, things are starting to heat up though, so back to the racing action here between the number 90 of Trey Hoovler and of course Dustin Ping down on the bottom trying to make something happen. That Snickers Toyota up on the high side with AJ Rogers there following suit.
Yeah, Dustin, he don't want to ride in line, man. He wants to get by the 90 car and try to work his way to the front.
Hey, if things go anyway like they did earlier in the NASCAR race, the number 9 might be parking that thing in victory lane because old Chase pulled it off today at Kansas. You know, he might have got a little lucky there. Harvick, you know, got that penalty, but he got him a win, and you can't hold nothing back from him. He kept it out in front of Kyle Busch, and, you know, those two guys are going to advance on to the next round. So the NASCAR stuff's heating up too, man. I had a lot of fun watching that today too.
Yeah, anytime you got Kyle Busch in the rear view, man, you got to be a little nervous.
They're looking 3 wide here, but not quite. The 90 is side by side with AJ. AJ going to keep it up though. He's going to keep putting that pressure on that number 90 of Trey Hoovler. But Trey holding his own up on the high side as the 9 of Dustin Ping have made his way around. You know, Dustin, he's done figured out how to get around these guys on the bottom.
Yeah, it's just, I think it's just being persistent, man, and just keeping at it. You'll kind of wear the guy out. He'll get tired of riding beside you, and he'll normally let you go.
Well, we're looking at the closest battle on the track right here. That's the 6 and the 90 right here, and they're going, you know, AJ's running strong in that number 5 spot. Let's go back up front here. Chris Stump, he's out to a 2-second lead in that Bud Light Toyota Camry over John Wimbish. John running strong in that number 2 spot as he's opened up a little bit of distance between him and Troy Rafford. Not too much. It's about a half of a second there. And Troy Rafford, he's holding on to the top 3, man. Barely. But they got a nice little lead there over Dustin Ping as the top 3 have pretty much checked out from the rest of the group. Dustin Ping back here, he's in 4th. He's about 1.5 seconds behind Troy Rafford. So the top 3, man, they are charging forward.
Yeah, it looks like we had our first taker on pit road, a 32 car, Darren Clement, and got somebody else on pit road too. I couldn't see who it was.
Let's see. It would be Adam Jocelyn, the 61. He's on pit road here as we're on lap 38 of 180. And also Darren Clement, he came down and got him some new tires there in that 32, the K&M machine, which is, man, that's debatable, but that's got to be the best looking car out there. I mean, I'd argue a few minutes for that.
Yeah, it's a very good looking ride, and as we've seen, the leader there about getting the wall for turn 4 there. I think tires are really starting to come into play here later on in this run.
Yeah, we know Chris Stump, he's hard on a set of tires. You know, he really throws everything at these cars, tries to give them everything they can handle. And, you know, sometimes that it turns out to be a bad thing about the bad thing on the tires. You know, driving it that hard is really going to use up those tires pretty quick. But right now it's paying off for him because he's opened it up. He's about 2.4 seconds ahead of John T. Wimbish.
Yeah, he's definitely got all the good out of the tire so far. He's going to keep pushing here, and we'll see when he pits. It probably won't be long, but within the next 10 laps.
Well, I mean, Adam Jocelyn has already been down pit road, right? But, you know, him coming down pit road, that puts him, you know, 2 laps down. Of course, he'll get those laps back, and once these guys pit, he'll have quite a bit of a lead on them. So maybe pit strategy, you know, you got to watch out for that pit strategy stuff because some good calls could win you a race.
Yeah, they might have felt that was their only chance to kind of get ahead was to, you know, offset the strategy a little bit and see how it plays out for them.
And we'll take a look at the lap time difference between Adam Jocelyn, which has been out there for 5 laps since he came down pit road. We got Dylan Mirando on pit road right now as well. So we got 4 cars that have came down pit road. Eric Driggins, Dylan Mirando, Darren Clement, and Adam Jocelyn. But like I was saying, if we look at the lap times, Adam Jocelyn a 22.4, Chris Stunt with a 23.4, so about a second difference between lap times, which is an eternity on a small track like Iowa. And you know, every time that he goes around 1 lap, he is picking up a whole second on these guys. So if they wait, you know, 20 more laps, that's 20 more seconds. And it takes these guys about 43 seconds to get from cone to cone, including their pit stop. So, you know, if you want to look at it that way, there's your information. You can add it up yourself, but you do have to add in the time it takes to slow down to get onto pit row and also to get back up to speed. So you're looking at probably about 55 seconds or so, maybe give or take a second or two.
Yeah, and that's if they've done everything right. I mean, that's one thing we hadn't really talked about. This is a really tricky place to get on and off of pit road.
And Jack Walls is on pit road now. So speaking of pit road, Jack Walls coming on in. Get him some tires. AJ Rogers as well, the number 6, as you see him come down pit road.
I think we're about to see these guys start hitting pit road here.
Well, we're 50 laps in, you know, I was saying lap 60, so, you know, I figure if they can make it to 60, they run 60 laps. It'd be 3 segments of 60, so they can make it on 2 pit stops. But yeah, you're right, so pit stops should be coming up here pretty soon. Let's take a look at the track information. We haven't talked about that tonight. You know, at Iowa Speedway, the winds is coming up out of the northwest at 6 miles per hour. It's nice and cool though at this night race. You know, there's no sun out beating on the track, and you know it's nice and cool, 65 degrees, and the track temp also nice and cool there, 69 degrees right now. I'm assuming that will heat up a little bit as the race goes on there. And we have our first pit stop coming from Chris Stump here. Is Chris Stump making his way on the pit row. All right, let's see. Yeah, and you know, one thing about the race today I would like to say is, you know, Chase said a few times that, you know, he wished that Kevin Harvick wouldn't have got a penalty, but, you know, I'm going to call bluff on that because I don't think he wanted to see Kevin Harvick out there. Kevin Harvick had led like 79 laps before he got that penalty. So he was pretty much dominating the race, you know, and I mean, that's a heck of a thing to say. You know, you talking about Kevin Harvick now. He's the favorite for, you know, to win this chase. Chris Stump makes his way off of pit row as he blends back in. Tommy Haynes going to take over the lead, the number 17. He's going to get him some points there for leading a lap. And we also have some more cars coming in. Trey Hoovler, he's been on pit row. He's back out there. AJ Rogers, he came down pit road. Chris Stump, of course, we just seen him. Darren Clement, Ray Radford has not been on pit row right now in 6th. Edward Morris, he's been on pit row. Adam Jocelyn was the first one on pit row, so that's going to put him in 4th right now. Adam Jocelyn been out there for 17 laps. Darren Clement been out there for 18 laps. And Keselowski got knocked out of the chase, and Tommy Haynes is on pit row. How about that? It's a slow ride down pit road there, Dustin.
Yeah, it looks like Chris had a really good entry and exit off pit road. He might stretch this thing out just a little bit over these guys. You know, he's really putting down some good lap times and being really smooth out there.
All right, Chris Berg, the race leader, comes on to pit row here, the 66 machine, and he come in at lap 56, coming to 57. So he's one of the guys that came in closer to 60. You know, Dustin Phillips, he's still out there. I'm not sure if he was saving fuel or they can't quite make it to 60, but right now, Dustin Phillips looking the best as far as, you know, making it on 2 stops. He might be coming in here right now or maybe in another lap. Looks like he's going to stay out and make it one more time. So, you know, he's looking to get to lap 60, I would say, unless some of these guys are short pitting. I'm not sure how the fuel mileage is. He said, no, Harvick, I hear you. Yeah, they got their hose caught. I know it. And Logano should have won, he said. Well, I don't know now. Yeah, their hose got caught, man. You know, it happens. We had another one get a penalty with a uncontrolled tire, so there was a few penalties today in the race. All right, the 2 car coming down pit road. Dustin Phillips, the winner of Daytona, race number 1 right here. Had a tough week last week, you know, the race at, I think it was Vegas last week, right? Yeah, okay.
Yep. Yes, sir.
Yeah, so he had a tough race at Vegas. Ended up, I believe he had a tough crash there. Dustin Phillips did. So he's coming back here at Iowa looking to make all that back up. I'm sure he lost a few points. And give me an update on the points one more time.
Yeah, Chris Stump was the leader, and John T. Wimmish was second with you look at it
1
again.
point. Yeah.
1 point separates John and Troy. It looks like John and Troy are both tied for second there.
Wow. Well, the top 3 are separated by 1 point, so the points are tight. Chris Stump's only got that points lead by a point over John T. and Troy Radford. Wow, that is exciting right there. So, you know, that really puts a lot of pressure on Troy Radford, John Wimbish, and Chris Stump, you know, coming in, being that close to each other. Really going to make you want to perform well here tonight at Iowa, which is not the easiest track to perform at. And, you know, coming into the race here, you know what I said in my opening statements? I said, hey, man, we might see bumping and grinding. We might see some cautions, some 3 and some 4 wide. Right now, we ain't seen none of that, Dustin.
Yeah, man, it seemed to be pretty single file, and everybody's giving everybody some room and just trying to get through to probably the other half of this race, and then we might see some beating and banging and some fist throwing.
Yeah. Oh yeah, things will heat up, you know, and it also depends on how far apart these guys get spread out. You know, if this thing goes green all the way, you know, 180 laps green, they might be just so spread out by the end that they don't have a chance to do any of that. So it's going to be interesting. We got a battle right here, though, for that number 10 spot between the 27 of Dylan Mirando and, of course, my favorite paint job, the K&M machine right there. So it looks like the 32 gonna give it up to Dylan. Dylan's gonna take over. That's actually for 9th, so my apologies on that. Dylan's gonna move up into 9th. Let's take you through the field here and take a look at some of these guys' cars while we are on green flag runs. The 98 of Chris Stump been putting on a great show for us here. He's led 44 laps so far. He started second, outside pole, and that Bud Light Toyota Camry. Now he's leading the race, and currently in second, this guy right here, the number 7. He's putting on a good show as well. He is up there in that top 3. Edward Morris and the Bud Light Ed's Race Paints, number 7. ZL1 Camaro right there. And in third, we got Troy Radford in that Napa Auto Parts, number 94 ZL1. Fourth is going to be Trey Hubler, the 90. And he's looking to take over third from Troy Radford. And he's trying to do it on the outside here. So we'll watch this battle real quick since it's for third. Trey Hubler looking strong on the high side as Troy dives it down in there. Gains a little bit of ground mid-corner there, but loses it on exit. And that's going to give the 90 a little bit of momentum. And A.J. Rogers right there, he is, I mean, after green flag runs and green flag pit stops and all that madness, these guys still side by side, and you can pretty much throw a blanket over them, Dustin. So things are, the competition's fierce.
Yeah, it looks like everybody's having a little battle here and there except for our leader, Chris Stump. Man, he's really setting sail, and, man, he's really showing how it's done right now.
Yeah, Trey Hubler putting the pressure on Troy Radford there as Troy got around him there, or held him off, one of the two. Yeah, he definitely held him off because Trey took a stab at it on the outside. So let's move on through the field. AJ looking to make, nope, he can't make the bottom work there, so he's going to slide back in line. And here we go. AJ Rogers in the Hub Sim Racing giveaway. Check him out on Facebook. The number 6 ZL1 Camaro's in 5th right now. John T. Wimbish right there in that 56 Demon Racing Chassis Esophageal Cancer Awareness Association machine. Beautiful car. ZL1 Camaro right there, currently in 6th. Dale Albright in that National Guard, number 26 ZL1. He's hanging tough right there. He's gained 4 spots. He started 11th. He's currently in 7th. Dustin Ping in the number 9 Napa Auto Parts machine. The ZL1 at that started 9th. He's up to 8th right now, so he is moving forward. A little bit of forward momentum there. And then we got the number 27 here. That's Dylan Mirando. He started 14th. He's up to 9th. And I'm trying to get a look at that. Let's see if we can get a better look. Susan and Corbin race for the cure is what that says there. And that is a ZL1 Camaro as well. And we'll go to 11th to 17 of Tommy Haynes and the Demon Simworks. Demon Racing Chassis there. Check them out on Facebook. They got some pretty cool stuff as well. The ZL1 Camaro right there. He started 6th. He fell back to 10th right now. The 27 just lost that spot to Tommy, looking to power back on the inside there. Keith Dunn and the 03 Real Tree Fishing ZL1 Camaro. He started 16th. He's running 12th right now. And the 32 of Darren Clement right there. He started 15th. He's in 13th. And he hasn't led any laps, but he's got a beautiful ZL1 K&N Lucas Oil number 32 right there. We got Todd Sargent, the number 30. Oh, we lost him for a second there. started 10th, fell back to 14th, so he lost 4 spots there. Jerry Glenn, a little bit of damage on the right side of that. HD Motorsports, check them out on YouTube. Also, Ed's Race Paints there on the rear quarter. The number 97 ZL1 Camaro of Jerry Glenn started 13th. He's lost 2 spots. He's back in 13th. We got Bruce Potter right here. And I believe that says PFK Foundation. The number 59 ZL1 Camaro. He started 8th. He's lost 8 spots, man. So, tough break there for Bruce Potter. Currently in 16th. Jack Walls, the number 83 Cartoon Network with Scooby-Doo on the hood. It's the ZL1 Camaro. He started 20th. He's in 17th. And we already went through Ty Sargent. We got Jerry Glenn. We went through him. And Dylan Mirando's back on pit row. Dustin Phillips here, HendricksCars.com, number 2 ZL1 Camaro, started 18th. He's lost a spot. He's in 19th. Ray Radford, the number 95. He started 17th. He lost 3 spots there. He's in 20th right now. And the 42, Eric Driggins, a lot of damage on the front end of that. DC Solar, number 42 ZL1 Camaro, but he's still hanging tough. So let's go back up here to our leader, Chris Stump. Right now, he's out front by 5.3 seconds over Ed Morris. Ed, he's got a little lead there over Troy Radford, not by much. 0.2, 0.3, maybe 0.1, just depends on how they come off of turn number 4 right here. We got another battle back behind them. Looks like AJ Rogers there. He's got a battle in front of him. The 83 is a lap down, so not a lot of fighting going on from, I think he's a lap down. Let me double check. Jack Walls is 1 lap down, that 83. So he lets AJ slide on by in the hub racing giveaways, sim racing giveaways machine. And AJ's getting ever so close there to John T, Dustin.
Yeah, Johnny T's really been putting out some good laps and really coming through this field. He was just 7th or 8th just about 10 laps ago, so he's moving on up quite nicely.
Well, let's ride along with John T, and you know, we know he's pushing that thing for all it's worth right now, trying to run down Troy Radford. He's still a winger. Troy Radford looks like he's about 0.8 of a second there in front of him as Troy's trying to run down Ed Morris. And Ed Morris, I tell you what, Ed come out of nowhere, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. I'm not quite sure where he came from, man. He's just kind of planted himself right in the middle of this battle between these top 5, man.
Yeah, and he started 19th in the field, so he started deep back in the pack. And he's up there, runner-up for the lead. Chris Stump still got a 5.5 second lead over him, but I mean, Ed Morris, he's strong right now.
Yeah, I think if him and Chris could ever get on the same page as far as strategy and laps go, you know, right side by side on the restart, he might have something for Chris.
Well, Chris has got about 12 laps better tires. So, you know, it's going to be a matter of who took better care of their tires, and it looks like things are starting to heat up. Just a little bit. Troy Radford, John T has narrowed it down to 0.2 of a second. It was 0.8 just 3 laps ago. So John T really putting the hammer down right now as he moves to the outside of the 94, heading off into 1.
Troy got a piece of that wall off before, looked like.
Oh, yeah, he crosses over right in front of John T. Looked like Troy got a little bit loose coming off of 4 there. Troy's starting to pick the pace back up, so yeah, I think you're right. I think he might have got into that wall, and that allowed John T. Troy Rafford's going to come down pit row here. Troy, 38, or, wow, I lost it. Well, I can't tell you how long he ran on that run, but, and looks like John T's waving out the window. He's about to hit pit row here. John T's been out there for 39 laps. And AJ Rogers coming in hot with John T. Here's they're going to come in pretty much side by side, and the caution's out.
Wow. Looks like we might have had some Dylan Miranda, maybe.
Yeah, come out with Troy Rafford, John T. Wimbish, AJ Rogers, all those guys that just hit pit road. Let's see if we can find out what happened. Let's hit the magic button.
I think it might have had something to do with the 27, but I lost him on my screen. I'm not sure.
Yeah, definitely the 27. Let's take a look here. It's right along with Dylan Miranda. Let's see what happened. See, he was redlining down into one. Comes off of turn number one, just barely scrapes the apron, and it's gone. It just snaps on him there, and he locks it down, tries to keep it down off the track, and he does it very well. But, you know, iRacing throws that caution, and I'm glad it did. You know, it could have took out some cars there, so.
Yeah, this caution's really going to play into the hands of Edward Morris. Like you said, I think Chris Stump had quite a few better tires than he did, so now it's putting him on the same strategy. See what he's got for him.
Yeah, and Chris Stump going to be able to complete his pit stop, you know, under caution. But it just depends on if it put John T. Wimbish a lap down or not. Right now, I'm showing John T. about a lap or two down. He might be 2 laps down.
Yeah, it looks like Edward stayed out, never pitted before that caution, so that helped him out a lot there.
Absolutely. So take a look at our top 5 so far here. It's Jerry Glenn. Jerry Glenn hadn't hit pit road, so he's holding on to the lead over Chris Stump. Edward Morris in 3rd, Dale Albright and Chris Berg in 5th. And we'll look a little bit further back. Keith Dunn, Bruce Potter, Adam Jocelyn, Johnny T, and AJ Rogers. And those guys got caught on pit row. And Troy Rafford fell back to 12th right now. And I think that's going to be 2 laps down, that is.
Yeah, and coming into this race, Keith Dunn was only 2 points out of the lead, with Dustin Phillips in 5th, 4 points out of the lead. So,
well,
points are pretty tight right now, even, you know, after a few races this year.
Let's see if we can talk to our race leader. Chris Stump, it's Jay Weezy. You got a copy?
Yeah, go ahead.
Hey, man, you're looking strong out there. And, you know, a couple guys got caught on pit road there. What's your chances on bringing this one home? How's the car feel?
Pretty good. Didn't get a chance to run much practice, and it's gotten considerably tighter than what I expected. I thought having a little more power, I'd be worried about burning the right rear off the corner, but hasn't really been an issue so far. So just trying to float it in the corner nice and easy and take care of the right front.
Yeah, well, you got out to about a 5-second lead, almost 6 seconds, man. So you're doing something right, man. You know, it's a little bit of trouble on and off pit road. Looks like you're going to have to make one more pit stop if this thing goes green. I almost thought it was going to go green there for a minute.
Yeah, that's what I was hoping. I was kind of staying true to my original strategy, and I think we would have been in really good shape, but this kind of resets everything now.
Hey, well, you've been out there leading. You've led about 73 laps, man. So you're pretty much dominating there tonight. So good luck, and maybe we'll catch you in victory lane.
Thanks, sir. Appreciate it.
Oh, Chris Stump there, and man, I tell you what, it couldn't have worked out any better for him. He's got a lot of guys caught a lap down there. Problem is, Ed Morris, he didn't fall for it. And he's got a fast car, so Ed Morris all over the back end of that 98. They're going to be starting side by side. Dale Albright, he's going to be on the inside of the second row on this restart with Chris Berg in that second lane. Keith Dunn in the 03. He's going to be on the inside of that third row with Jerry Glenn on his outside. I believe. You know, it could change up, but the lights are out on the pace car. We're getting ready to find out. These guys are going down the back stretch, getting set to go back green.
Yeah, it looks like Chris is going to take the top here. Probably a smart call, especially on fresh tires.
I would have to disagree there, Dustin. I want the shortest way around. You're not all the way up to speed, so I believe you can make it stick on the bottom and take the shortest way around. But hey, I could be wrong. Sometimes the high line works. One advantage he's going to have is he gets the hammer down first, and he does. The green flag's out. Chris Stump heading off into turn number 1. Ed Morris side by side with Chris Berg in that 66. Looks like the bottom line is going to prevail.
Yeah, 7 car really got a good run off there, but he kind of got caught sleeping on the start, and Chris Stump took off.
Yeah, and he brought Ed Morris has got a bunch of angry Hornets behind him and a lot of fast cars a little bit further back too. Look at this pack. John T. Wimbish, the 32 of Darren Clement, AJ Rogers. Some racing going on right here, and these guys are all fighting for that lucky dog, I believe. No? Troy Radford did get back on the lead lap. Tommy Haynes, the first car, a lap down right now. John T. Wimbish managed to keep it on the lead lap. Adam Jocelyn's the last one on the lead lap as these guys are fighting for that lucky dog. The 17 right there, he's going to have to hold off Dustin Phillips and Dustin Ping and Bruce Potter. They're all right behind him. The 83 of Jack Walls is the first one 2 laps down. So all these cars that's behind that 17 right there are wanting that 17 spot to get back on the lead lap when the caution comes out, if the caution does come out.
Yeah, and the lap, getting your lap back, man, especially at this point of the race, you got to race every lap like it's the last, especially that car that's battling with you. So it's going to be some good racing, probably the best we've seen tonight.
Dale Albright's on the lead lap, and Tommy Haynes gets around Dale there. That's going to put a car as, you know, kind of like a blocker in between him and the 2 car, Dustin Phillips. So Dustin Phillips going to have to get around that 26 before he can get to Tommy Haynes there for that lucky dog. The 7 of Edward Morris right there in front of him. So these guys are up towards the front.
It looks like Chris Berg has gotten by Edward Morris for 2nd place, and he's spitting his sights on Chris Stump up there at first.
Now this right here is not good for Tommy Haynes because Tommy had just got around Dale Albright, and now Dale Albright's fighting to get back by him here. Tommy is a lap car, but Tommy is racing for that lucky dog, and Dustin Phillips peeks to the outside there. Look like they made a little bit of contact. That's going to separate them and give Dale another shot at Tommy Haynes, but Tommy Haynes trying to escape and get away from Dustin Phillips to hang on to that lucky dog spot up front. Chris Stump still out by 1.1 seconds over Chris Berg in the 66. Chris Berg made his way back up there, and you know, I was talking about Chris earlier. I think he's one of the guys that have a shot at parking it in victory lane. What's up, Ronnie Spear and Nicholas Roman? Shout out to you guys.
Looks like Dale was like, man, I'm just going to get out of you guys' way and let y'all race for that lucky dog. He kind of let Dustin by there, and it's like Dustin's kind of making up a little bit of time on Tommy.
Yeah, no more blockers in between. Dale Albright said, hey, here, go ahead. Quit pushing on me. He lets Dustin on by there, so Dustin's going to have to run down Tommy. And let's take a look at Tommy. I think I seen Tommy getting a wall a little bit earlier. So let's take a look at that 17 if we can. And yes, I was right. He got a little bit right front damage on that Demon Simworks number 17. I'm not sure if it'll hurt him real bad here at Iowa. Not a whole lot of aero goes into this track, but you know, having that little bit of right front downforce does help coming through the corner, especially on corner exit.
Yeah, he's actually running down our third place car. It's not for position, but he's really showing some speed right now. It's surprising to see the 7 falling off a little bit, or he might be saving some tire for the end of the run. I'm not sure.
Yeah, the 7's right now in third spot. Yeah, you're right. He might be holding off. That might be part of his trick to catching these guys later in the run. Kind of being easier on his equipment. Right now, Tommy Haynes, no easy on his equipment right now for him as he is charging. And right behind them, we got a battle opening up between Dustin Phillips and Dustin Ping. It's the Dustin and Dustin fight. Looks like Dustin Phillips looking strong on the outside. Dale Albright gets a front row seat to this battle.
Yeah, when we pulled Chris Stump up in the booth, he said that this car seems to get tighter on the longer run, so that might be his strategy, man.
Oh, yeah.
I tell you, as good as these cars go around here, we need to see this track on the actual NASCAR schedule for the Cup cars. Probably a really good race.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. That's an interesting conversation you two are having out there. I'm not going to comment a whole lot on it, but it's interesting. Oh! Yeah, and AJ Rogers looks like he's a part of it, and we know he was fast, so I hate to see that for AJ. Well, let's go back and find out why we're under caution here for the second time tonight. Keep an eye on AJ right here, the number 6. I'm not sure if he was actually in it. I believe he was. We're just gonna have to watch and see what happened. Oh, contact between him, Eric Driggins. The 42 kind of pushes up a little bit off turn number 4, taps the 6 of AJ. AJ with a beautiful save. I'd actually like to see that again.
Yeah, looks like he got there with minimal damage to his car. If any, maybe it's a little left rear.
What a save. I mean, he didn't hit anything, so he should be okay. Might have a little bit of left rear damage. It doesn't look bad here from where I'm looking. It looks like he does have a little bit of left front. So AJ goes around, brings out caution number 2. Not his fault, but what a save. Great hands by AJ. And I've always known AJ was a great driver. I always have fun racing with him and watching him.
Well, it looks like John Wimmish has a costly mistake on pit road. I think he missed his box there.
Oh no. Well, that'd be interesting to see. Let's go back. He's right now he's in second, and yeah, he didn't make a pit stop, so he's probably gonna come down this time. Let's double check. It looks like he's gonna come down. Let's see what happened here when he come down pit road here. This is the replay of the first time that John T. Wimbish came down pit road, and maybe he did. Maybe he just missed that sign. I like looking at the new pit boards too, man. Those are pretty cool. They allow us to edit them. And yeah, he missed it. I can't believe he didn't back up right there. I probably would have tried to back up. Maybe it's a rule, no backing up, but here, this is live. We're back live. He pulls in this time and gets some work done, but Chris Stump still leading him around. I tell you what, Chris Stump, he's led 94 laps so far. Out of 118 laps, that's dominating for real.
Yeah, that's a very dominating performance he's put on. Is winding on down. Looks like we're gonna have around 60 to go when we get the green flag. So this is when the race really starts to heat up, especially here at this so-called short track, I guess you could say. But it's gonna be fun to watch the last 60 laps here.
Well, let's try to get, while we got a chance, let's try to get John on the radio. John T. Wimbish, is Jay Weezy got a copy?
Yeah, I got you, man.
Hey, man, you got a quick car, but it looked like you missed your pit box there.
Yeah, I did. Frame rates in here have been kind of off and on, man, and my screen went black for a second. By the time it came back, I was already past it.
Oh, yeah, well, you got your work cut out for you, man. You come in on that last stop, you know, when you were coming in under green and, you know, the caution come out. Unfortunately, it put you a lap down, right?
It did. I got to wave around, just had to start buying all those lappers, and that kind of messed things up. But, you know, we fought back one time. We'll just have to do it again here and hopefully stay out of trouble.
Hey, well, you're looking good, man. Right now, you're in 10th, so you got a shot at this one. Got quite a ways to go still.
Yeah, we got a little ways to go here. Might have to do a little pit strategy, try to make up some spots here, try to run up front. But we'll give it hell, man, see what happens.
Well, the lights are off.
The Chevy's good to go, baby.
Yeah, I was going to say the lights are off on the pace car, man, but we were talking about that paint job, man. Beautiful car. I enjoy it.
I love it, man. Shout out to Splash and Go Graphics. He does great work, man. Look him up on Facebook. Unbelievable work that he does for a really good price.
All right, good luck out there.
Thank you, Buck.
Oh, Johnny T. All right, we're getting set to go back green here one more time. 60 laps to go. These guys might be able to make it on fuel if they conserve or you know, do the right thing to make it happen. We'll have to see. What's up, Ron and Blake? Hey, guys. Green flag about to come out here. Chris Stump chose the high side again, and he stomps on that pedal. Gets out front there. The 66 of Chris Berg. Jerry Glenn in third. Edward Morris in fourth. Trey Hoovler in the 90. Jerry Glenn used the bottom of the track there. Got in front of the 90 of Trey Hoovler.
Yeah, man, he just squeezed right in there. That was a pretty good pass.
Couldn't have did it any better myself. As they come down the backstretch, pretty much single file right here, but the 90 of Trey Hoovler is all over Jerry Glenn. He wants that spot back as he almost squeezes it in there on the outside. Thought better of it. Thought he'd make another run at it as John T. Wimbish closes in on that 90. Now he's got him 2 wide in front of him. Nowhere to go unless he makes it 3 wide. Let's take a look from the hood of Johnny T. Hey, Ed. Riding along here with John T. Wimbish right now. He's in fourth. Right behind Jerry Glenn.
It's going to be very interesting to see if these guys can make it on fuel. They're going to stretch it out here on tires and fuel, especially if we go green.
Yeah, I think if they want to make it, they probably can. They would have to start saving, you know, at a certain time. Maybe it's now, maybe it's in there, you know, when they get halfway through this run. But yeah, I mean, you know, I think you can save a few laps here if you start early in the run.
Yeah, we've kind of seen these guys kind of hit pit road a little earlier than they had to, just probably before for tire wear, and I don't think they're gonna have that luxury this time around.
It's like John T's on the bottom here with the Jerry Glenn on his outside, trying to clear that 97 as it comes off turn number 2. He's got him clear right now. He's just got to slide up in front of him, and he does. Trey Hoovler looking to capitalize on Jerry Glenn on the high side. He's running a little bit higher. Looks like he gets a better run off of turn number 4 and then into the wall a little bit there. So Jerry Glenn might have closed the door on him.
Yeah, John T's, man, he's looking really good right now. Battling back from his earlier struggles, so man, little late here, but he's coming back up to the front.
Trey Hoovler looks to the inside there, thought twice as they entered 3, and Chris Stump out front by 1.8 seconds there over Chris Berg in the 66. And you're right, John T. Wimbish, he's in 3rd right now. He's about 0.6 of a second behind Chris Berg.
Yeah, looks like the race, though, right here around 4th and 5th place, man. It's really starting to heat up.
Absolutely, you're right. And you couldn't have said it at a better time as we go back under caution here. The 0-3 of Keith Dunn. Well, he had a little bit of trouble. Let's see what happened to him.
Oh, wow.
They got a pack here, and Keith Dunn looks pretty clean right now. Troy Rafford's behind him as they come off turn number 2. Troy Rafford up on the high side. Keith Dunn right in the middle. And Keith comes up, closes that door on the 94, Troy Rafford, and they head off into 1. Oh, him and Dustin Phillips get together there on the inside of the 2. And it looked like, you know, maybe Dustin was going to move up. He thought Dustin was going to move up just a little bit higher than that. We'll take another look at it.
Very good save by the 2 car of Dustin Phillips.
Oh, both of those drivers held on to it there. Great job, you're right. All right, pit stops here. Everybody on pit row. Chris Stump, the first one. And John T. Wimbish makes it into his box this time. Let's talk to one. Let's see if we can talk to the driver right here. Tommy Haynes, it's Jay Weezy.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Hey, man, you look good out there, as always. Know you're strong. Are you holding back? Or are you just kind of riding right now? What's the strategy?
First of the race, I about took Trey out and got into the wall and had some damage. And I got that, well, I ended up going a lap down because the caution come out when we was on pit road. I got the lap back. Now I'm just trying to make my way back up through here. I got a fast car. I just got to be patient here.
Oh, yeah, the car looks good. A little bit of wrinkle on the right front from where I can see up here in the booth. How you looking on fuel, man? Y'all going to be able to make it to the end?
I believe so. Yes, sir.
Hey, sounds good right now. Let's see where you at. You're in 10th, and you're on the lead lap. So I see a lot of guys up in front of you that you might be able to get around. So good luck out there.
I'm gonna try to get to the front here. Let's see what happens.
I don't blame him. You know, he said he's been fighting. He's been trying to get back up through there after a little bit of trouble earlier on. He's got that little bit of right front damage. But I believe he can do it. I know how strong Tommy is. I heard he was a big, what'd John say? Ogre? Called him an ogre? What'd he call him? A Neanderthal? I can't remember what he said. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, he's a pretty big guy. I think they had actually built the car around him, so.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, you know, he fit down in that thing, and it helps him carry his momentum too. So he's got a lot of good stuff going for him here in the 17 Demon Sim Works machine. A lot of Camaros out there, man. Looking at these guys, we only have one Toyota, or actually two Toyotas. It's Trey Hoovler and Chris Stump are in Toyotas. Everybody else is in the Z01 Camaros, so the Z01 is rocking.
Yeah, it looks like Chevy's got a lot of bullets in the gun here tonight.
Oh yeah, the funny thing is the Toyota's been dominating. No, Chris Stump in the 98, he has led, you know, 100 and let's look exactly here. 112 laps out of 137. So Toyota looking strong, and if Toyota can pull off this win with all these Chevys, man, that'd be awful cool, man, for Toyota.
Yeah, it looks like our man John Wimmish is finally up to second. I believe that's his first time getting up there tonight, and see what he can do with Chris Stump, especially on this restart.
Well, Chris choosing the high side one more time, and I think if he chooses the bottom, he might be able to get out a little bit further than he does when he's in the high lane, but it might not matter. All right, back racing here. Green flags out here at Iowa.
Oh man, squeeze job right off the 2 to 66 coming in front of the 97 car. Looks like.
Yeah, Chris Berg and Jerry Glenn.
And Jerry Glenn gave him a little bit of room there. It could have been big.
Little action between Trey Hoovler and Chris Berg there. The 6 of AJ Rogers and Troy Radford are side by side right now. Ed Morris in the 7, following in the footsteps of AJ Rogers.
Yeah, these guys ain't saving nothing now. We got 40 to go, and letting it all hang out.
Oh, contact between Jerry Glenn and Troy Radford turns Jerry Glenn across his nose. The 32 hard into the wall. A lot of damage on that machine. The 6 of AJ Rogers caught up in that. And the 95 just cruises on through there. That's Ray Radford. Almost one of the only cars to not get any damage. Let's go back on the replay and watch that again. That was a hard hit for a lot of guys. And, you know, it looked like Ed Morris barely tapped AJ Rogers there. AJ had it missed. He crosses down to move. A beautiful move and clips. Oh, no. It's carnage there. The 83 of Jack Walls, Adam Jocelyn, Ray Radford make it through pretty clean there. And wow, good time to be up front, because if that happens in front of you here at Iowa, you don't have a whole lot of room to react, and not a whole lot of room, nowhere to go really. Man.
That was one of the biggest wrecks I've ever seen. That was crazy.
That would have to be the biggest wreck of the season so far. You know, it took out a lot of good cars. Man, I hate to see that for AJ Rogers. I was really pulling for AJ, and he had that missed, you know, and he just checked up a little bit more than Ed did, and they hooked, and it sent AJ hard into the wall, man. Good Lord, what a wreck.
And that good-looking 32 car, man, he had a hard hit on the outside wall. He almost had it cleared also, and he got clipped in the right rear.
Yeah, I didn't quite catch all the cars involved in that, but it was quite a few cars. All right, let's look at how it's running right now. Chris Stump out front still. Dustin Ping in second. John Wimbish in third. Chris Berg, Trey Hoovler, Tommy Haynes, Adam Jocelyn, Bruce Potter, and Jerry Glenn, and Dale Albright, I believe. So there's your top 10. What a wreck, man. Did you guys see that? That was a big one, wasn't it there, Drawers? He said the big corn cobber. Yeah, little contact, man. Turns him across the nose, man. And anytime that happens, it's usually trouble for both of those guys. Let's see if we can get a look at the 94 of Troy Rafford here, which don't look like he has a whole lot of damage on the front of it. So he might have been, even though it started with him and Jerry, he might have been a little bit lucky there to be where he was at.
It's like Jerry thought he might have been clear. I'm not sure. Kind of came up in front of Troy, but very unfortunate, man. That's a lot of guys got caught up in that one.
Dustin Ping, it's Jay Weezy. Got a copy?
I got you.
The Napa know-how, Napa Envision lamps, man. The number 9 looks good out there. Up in second right now. What's going through your head?
Just glad I made it through that last wreck. Barely slid through it and about hit somebody, but just glad to be up in second. See if we can finish this thing off.
Yeah, we see you down on the bottom lane there quite a few times. How's the bottom working, and is it hard to pass down there?
You just gotta be patient and just let it roll, and then get back in the gas a little bit sooner than anybody else.
Yeah, you look like one of the better cars of making that happen, man. Well, good luck out there, up there in the top 3, man. See if we can pull this one off. You know, good luck. All right, it's going to be Chris Stump and Dustin Ping in that first row. Second row is going to be John T. Wimbish and Chris Berg. Third row, the number 90 of Trey Hoovler and Tommy Haynes going to be side by side. That fourth row is going to be Adam Jocelyn and the 59 of Bruce Potter. And the first car, one lap down, is the 27 of Dylan Mirando and Ray Radford. As the green flag's set to come out, we're going to go back racing here. Chris Stump gonna set him off into turn 1 one more time. Dustin Ping right behind him. Chris Berg, John T. Wimbish. We're racing.
And Chris wastes no time getting up to speed. He's got a good little gap between him and the rest of these guys are fighting for second. It's a tight battle too.
Wow, Adam Jocelyn slides right across the front of Tommy Haynes, and Tommy crosses him over, and they contact into one. Tommy Haynes might have a little bit more damage there as he... Wow, I don't even know what to say about that. I didn't quite catch it all. I caught it out of the corner of my eye, but we got a battle right here. John T. Wimbish He's on the outside of Dustin Ping. And there goes Dustin back down to the bottom. I told you, he's one of the better guys at making it work. Looks like he's got it. Nope, not quite clear. As they're going to go 3 wide. Chris Berg on the inside. Dustin Ping in the middle. John T. Wimbish all the way up by the wall. And he's going to lose another spot to the 90 of Trey Hoovler. Trey Hoovler moves in. Here comes Tommy Haynes in the 17 on the back end of John Wimbish. As the 66 of Chris Berg goes side by side with Trey. Hoovler and Wimbish still battle as they go off into turn 3. Still side by side coming to the start finish line. Chris Berg pulls up to the back end of Dustin Ping. Looks like Hoovler's gonna let Wimbish go when they go down into 1. Chris Berg gets loose coming off of 2. Spins down on the bottom. John T. Wimbish gets around that one pretty clean, and it stays green.
Man, these guys really giving us our money's worth now. It's cutthroat right now, coming down to the nitty gritty.
And that's the second time we've seen a car get loose, hitting that apron, hitting that yellow line coming off of 2. So it's not unusual tonight for somebody to get loose when they hit that. And these cars, they got a lot of power. This is my favorite car. I know you don't like it, but it is a handful, and I love every bit of it. As John T. Wimbish goes side by side with Dustin Ping. Dustin has him clear on the backstretch, heads off into 3. Dustin chooses the bottom lane. Wimbish moves to the high side, and Dustin tries to close the door. Too late. John's already there. They're going to go door to door down into 1.
Yeah, John doing everything he can to get by Dustin, man. He's easy to clear him, but it's like Dustin's hanging on strong on the inside.
Wimbish starting to move forward here. He takes over that number 2 spot, leaves Ping to battle Hoovler here. They're going to go side by side into 3 with Hoovler on the high side. Ping still using the bottom up. Like I said, one of the only cars that can make that bottom work. Tommy Haynes right there all over Hoovler as they head off into 1. And Ping gets ever so close to that yellow line. Tommy Haynes with the crossover. Heads off into 3. Now Ping on the high side. Haynes on the bottom. Hoovler on the high side. Oh, Ping scrapes the wall there, but he's able to hold on to that spot. Tommy Haynes not going to give up as he comes off turn number 4. Tries to pull up door to door with the 9 of Dustin. And he does it down into 3. Side by side one more time with Radford all over the back of Ping. Troy Radford has some speed in that 94, but does he have enough to get around Dustin Ping or Tommy Haynes? Tommy Haynes and Ping make contact. Wow, they get so close together there. That's going to give Tommy Haynes what he needs to get around Dustin, and then they, the 9 and the 94 just bang together there. Neither one of them caught the wall or a whole lot of damage or spun out. So, hey, no harm, no foul. But I told you some bumping was going to be going on here, and we're seeing it now.
The battle of the Napa cars.
Yeah. It looks like the 9 winning that battle right now. Troy Radford might have a little more damage than he would like. Currently, Troy Radford's in that 6th spot. Chris Stump out front by 1.4 seconds over John Wimbish. Trey Hoovler in third, Tommy Haynes fourth, and Dustin Ping rounds out the top 5 right now as we're on about 20 laps to go.
It looks like Chris ever so slightly stretching that lead out, but that may not have been the last caution. These guys are really racing it pretty good here.
Yeah, we got Ed Morris back out there with a hurt car, but hey, man, we're getting points, so that's how it goes. And hey, Eric, yeah, man, I understand. Troy not giving up on the high side, and Dustin Ping, he's not giving up on the low side there. Troy under fire from the 61 of Adam Jocelyn now as Adam closes in on the back of that 94.
Hey, Tommy Haynes has really made a good pickup here in this last run, man. He has been picking them up and putting them down, just taking nothing from nobody, man. He's came up through there.
Does he have what it takes to run down the 98 that's been dominating here all night? That's the question.
I'm not sure if anybody has anything for Chris, man. It's going to take a miracle from the racing gods to help these guys, I believe, but anything can happen.
Yeah, we knew Chris was going to be strong coming into the race here tonight, as we're going to get 14 to go this time by coming up on 10 to go. So the race is winding down, and Chris Stump looking good out front by 1.8 seconds there over John. John would have to have a nitrous button or something at this point to catch up with Chris Stump. I mean, either that or a big mistake from the 98, and I doubt that will happen. You usually don't see Chris Stump make too many mistakes.
Well, he needs a turtle shell or a banana peel or something, man.
Yeah, like Mario Kart.
An oil slick, something, man.
I would have to agree with that.
Still good comeback for John if he gets second place, man. He's come back from a lot tonight.
So you're asking what happened to Ed. So Jerry Glenn and the 94 Troy Rafford, they got hooked together on the backstretch. AJ Rogers and Ed was trying to get around them there, and you know, Ed and AJ got together there, and it was a big wreck. You'd have to go back and watch it, but it was the biggest wreck this season. Took out a lot of great cars. And if you're watching on YouTube, you can rewind it on YouTube. Well, you're watching on Facebook, but hey, Facebook, YouTube, whatever you want, that's cool. But if you find us on YouTube, you can rewind it on YouTube. We're watching John T. Wimbish give it all he's got, and it don't look like it's going to be enough because Chris Stump has extended that lead to 2.1 seconds. So Chris Stump's found something out there tonight, and he's only got to do it for a few more laps here in that 98 Bud Light machine. And George called that big wreck the corn cobber, so hashtag corn cobber, right? And you can see the lead that he's got over that second place car of John Wimbish. Chris Stump running the high line. These guys pretty much, they're pretty spread out right now. Let's see our closest battles right here between Bruce Potter and Adam Jocelyn. They're jockeying around for the number 7 spot here right now. Looks like the 59 of Bruce Potter's going to hang on to it. He's had that 7 spot for a second now, and Adam was closing in on taking it, so Bruce kicked it into high gear and opened up a little bit of a space, about a 1 car length, 2 car length. Got another battle here between a couple cars that had a lot of damage earlier. You're looking at the 03 of Keith Dunn and Todd Sargent in the 30. These guys are fighting for position. They're fighting for that number 11 spot, and it looks like Todd Sargent's got a little bit quicker car right now, even though they both have damage. And we got a battle here because the number 90 of Trey Hoovler, he's caught up to John Wimbish here as they're going to come to 3 to go this time by. Can John Wimbish hold off Trey Hoovler for that number 2 spot? We're going to have to wait and see. Right now, John's looking good, using the high side up, keeping his momentum up, but the 90, another Toyota. We know how fast them Toyotas are. We got a Toyota leading and a Toyota in 3rd, fighting for that number 2 spot. So Toyota running strong. The only 2 Toyotas in the race here tonight up in the top 3.
Yeah, I don't have many Toyotas in this field, but man, they are fast.
I think John held off Trey just enough to hold on to that number 2 spot. Trey might try to take another stab at it, but I believe he had those tires as hot as he could get them. Now he's going to have to let them cool back off, and we're coming to 1 to go. The last lap here for our leader, Chris Stump. And this is when it starts to sink in right here, when you're coming down the backstretch heading into 3 as the leader, and the white flag's already been out. You start to think, I'm going to victory lane, and that's where Chris Stump's going to go as he takes the checkered flag to pull off the win here tonight at Iowa for race number 3, the 2018 Demon Sim Works Cup Series United Southern Racing League. The winner tonight, Chris Stump, dominated. 156 laps led for this guy. And he's going to be able to park that thing down in victory lane as he gets a little bit of congratulations from the 90 of Trey Hoovler. And he's going to do some victory burnouts, some victory donuts, and probably drink a victory beer. Driver interviews coming right up. Hang tight. We're going to take a look at our race results. As Chris Stump does his celebration, let's take a look at our race results for tonight's race. Chris Stump with the win. John Wimbish in 2nd. Trey Hoovler, Tommy Haynes, Dustin Ping, Troy Rafford, Bruce Potter, Adam Jocelyn, Jerry Glenn, Dustin Phillips rounds out the top 10. And there's the other half. Todd Sargent, Keith Dunn, and Dale Albright, Dylan Mirando, Ray Radford, Jack Walls, Ed Morris, Darren Clement, Chris Berg, and AJ Rogers, and Eric Driggins. Tough break for him tonight as he got caught up in a couple wrecks here this season. It's not looking good for Eric. But hey, Eric, thanks for tuning in for the show. All right, let's get a word in with our 3rd place finisher. Hang tight. All right, here we go. Believe Dustin's caught up with Chris Stump.
How you doing there, Chris Stump, man? This is Dustin German in the SRTV booth. You got a copy, bud?
I sure do. How you doing?
Pretty good, man. Looks like you had a dominating performance. 156 laps led. I don't think you've seen anybody out your windshield much tonight. So how you feel about this win, and tell us how it was.
Well, it was pretty interesting towards the end there. I got about 0.2 gallons of fuel left for me staying out. For whatever reason, the pace picked up quite a bit there at the end when I was trying to stretch it out. When everyone pitted and I stayed out and burned quite a bit of fuel. So last 10 laps, I was just kind of riding around trying to save every bit I could, but lap cars were very courteous tonight, so I appreciate everyone, you know, giving the leaders room. It looked like a heck of a race behind me.
Yeah, we had a lot of action in the back, and one of the biggest wrecks of the season, and one of the biggest I've ever seen. We don't usually see the Cup car come to Iowa very much. Have you ever raced here in the Cup car, and what did you think about y'all's debut this season?
I had never run a Cup car here, and I thought it was awesome. You know, actually pedaling the gas a little bit to where it seems like the Xfinity cars and the trucks are so anemic around here for all the gear that they actually run here in real life. But I loved it. I thought they drove better than anything that I'd run here before, minus maybe a super late.
All right, man, you brought that Bud Light Toyota Camry home in first place, dominated the race, extend your points lead now, and got anybody out there you like to thank?
I just want to thank John Wimbish and the whole USRL, everyone that came out tonight. Looks like we had a pretty good field, and everyone at TNT Racing. Kind of a tough night for us as a team overall, but we'll bounce next week.
All right, thank you, man, and we'll see you next week, bud.
Thanks, Dustin.
All right, I'm down here with John Wimbish. John, you had a tough race tonight, man. You missed your pit stop. You had a fast race car and a beautiful race car tonight. What held you back from getting the win?
Chris Stump showed up.
I would have to agree with that, man. I mean, he totally dominated tonight. He had a super fast Toyota Camry, and you know, I'd have to say Toyota showed up tonight. To only have two Toyotas out there, they've both finished in the top three. And if it wasn't for you, they'd have been 1-2, man. So congratulations on your second place finish. What'd you think about the race?
It was a pretty good race, man. I like this track a lot, and every car. It was actually super fun in the Cup car. On new tires, you know, you could use both lines. You guys saw overrun it. Couldn't get any grip down there, and you'd wash up, so you had to run that high line there. And Chris just had a totally different entry into one right there and from center off. Just couldn't do anything with it, man. I tried it, and I don't know what I'm doing, I guess. So I know Chris is really good at short tracks, and that's kind of his, you know, real racing background for him. So he loves this kind of stuff. So I knew he was going to be tough coming in here anyway, but damn, you know, if he just didn't have us covered, we couldn't do anything with him. But had a lot of fun, though. Had to work, you know, pretty hard to keep Trey off of me there. He was coming on pretty strong there at the end. I was pushing a little harder than I wanted to, and I know wearing my right front out, but luckily I looked in the mirror, saw he was, you know, using that bottom line in 1 and 2 there, so I figured I'd take that away from him, see if it wouldn't at least be in his way, but it ended up tightening him up, and he got up in the wall a couple times. So second place, all right, I'll finish second to Chris. It's okay.
Oh yeah, after battling back, you know, you dropped back to 15th there during the race, and you worked your way back up through. And you know, that was my next question. You know, I seen him pull up to the back end of that 56, and it's almost like you hit the button on him, and you kind of separated yourself, and then he didn't have enough time to take another stab at it there at the end. It was coming to the 2 to go mark. So congratulations, man, on a great run. You know, you're looking good this season. You only come into tonight, you know, you were tied for second there, only 1 point behind the points leaders. So, you know, you're looking good as far as the points go. And what kind of confidence does that give you going forward?
Man, I think I've been doing a lot better here lately, but really, this is a shameless plug for myself, I guess, is this new rig that we built, the Demon Simworks. It's made by Demon Racing Chassis. You can find us online or on Facebook. Look at Demon Racing Chassis. We'll have some pictures on there. This rig is solid as a rock, man, and that's what I like about it. There's no give in the wheel. I've been able to turn the feedback up, and it really makes a difference with how I've been running lately in my tire wear, and that's something I haven't always been very good at. And you know, I just wasn't tonight because I wanted to try like hell to run Chris down, and I realized I wasn't going to be able to get to him, so I had to kind of see what Trey was doing and make sure I finished second. But that's helped a lot. But I've got a lot of confidence, man. I enjoy racing against these guys here, and league over at ExtremeMotorsports99.com, running with those guys, and just, you know, more seat time you get, more laps you get, the better you get, as long as you try to learn from it. So we'll just take this one and go.
And you're going to leave with a pretty clean car, man. So somehow you kept it clean, and you're going to finish tonight on the podium. Runner up to Chris Stump, man. I mean, you're right. If he wouldn't have showed up, you probably would have had this one. But Chris was here, and he's going to be here all season. So you're going to have to deal with that and maybe take care of him on the track. How'd the Cup car feel out there at Iowa?
I loved it, man. But you're right. We got to take care of him. Next time I get up close to him, I might just have to put the bumper on him and see what happens. You know? That's about the only way you're going to get him out the lead sometimes, man. Chris don't mess up. You got to wait for him to make a mistake, and you're going to be waiting a mighty long daggone time for that. So
yeah, we said that, yeah.
I want to thank Demon Racing Chassis for being on the car, Denver Smith Engineering. Any go-kart needs anybody's got chassis, anything like that, look us up online, Demon Racing Chassis on Facebook. AutosByNelson.com, Splash and Go Graphics for the paint scheme, and I got Esophageal Cancer Awareness Association on the car. And remembering my dad, I want to keep running that and let everybody know, you know, about that. Check them out. It's not something to be fooled around with. You know, get checked out. Make sure if you got any problems with that, try to catch that as early as you can. So I'm going to keep running that all year long, and I got this number 56 because that's how old my daddy was when he passed away. So I'm just going to keep on running that, and like his car here, we'll keep putting it on him here at the USRL, and we appreciate you guys for jumping on here and covering all our races for us. Y'all do a great job.
Hey, we appreciate it, man. John T. Wimby, she's going to finish second tonight for the 2018 Demon Simworks Cup Series. Congratulations there, John.
Thank you.
All right, we're going to move it on to our third place finisher here tonight. Trey Hoovler, the number 90 machine. He pulled up on the back end of John T. Wimbish. Couldn't get it done, but he's going to finish in third. Trey, you got a copy?
Yes, sir. What's going on?
So what was going through your mind when you pulled up there on the back of John, you know, and it looked like, you know, you had a little bit of tight issue pull into the car, kind of pushed up the track a little bit, and then he pulls away there with about 2 to go.
Yeah, I just ran out of time, and right when I got to his bumper, it got tight. So wasn't much you could do. It was kind of hard to pass. You got a high line early, it was easy to pass. Other than that, it was hard, and he saw me making ground on the bottom, wanted to pull down like he should, and broke the momentum. So that was a good call on his part, and it got the car tight, and he finished second. I finished third. It was a pretty good run, though.
Yeah, you know, great night for the 90. The Snickers Crisper Toyota Camry, you know, Toyota was strong tonight too, you know, finishing 1-3 like that, the only two out there. You know, you dropped back to 18th there early on, and you had to work your way back up through the field. What was the biggest advantage of coming up through there? How'd you do it?
Definitely wanted an advantage coming through there. It was weird. As soon as I pitted for the second time, caution came out, so I got pinned a lap down, had to wave around. Was pretty far back there. My plan, if it went green, was to pit 45, 90, 135. The way was 45 lap runs each time. Just try to keep the freshest tires on it. And right as I make my lap 90 pit stop, that caution came out, and it set me back a little bit, but we had a few more cautions after that and was able to work back through there. I feel like I finished about where I should. I don't think I had much more. I was figuring it out towards the end, but I think I finished about where I should.
Yeah, we were trying to figure out, was y'all not able to run 60?
Run 60?
60 laps?
No, it was fuel was like 56, 57. You maybe could have saved and done it, but
yeah,
how much faster than the newer tires were, I don't think that would have been a good call. I think a 3-stopper, if it stayed green, would have been the way to go.
Oh yeah, 60 laps here at Iowa in the Cup car, man. I tell you what, it'd be hard to do. You know, it's a long run, but hey, man, you figured it out. You know, you kept it pretty clean. You know, you got a little wrinkle on that thing, but it's a great looking car, and you're gonna finish there on the podium tonight. So, you know, good luck in the future races. You know, you're looking strong coming out of Iowa here third.
Appreciate it. Yeah, it's been a while since I've run, so good to get back and have a solid finish. Congrats to Chris. He had a great run. John, Tommy, all the boys, Dale. Seemed like a good night for everybody, so we'll do it again next week.
Hey, good job, man. It was a lot of fun watching you battle out there.
Appreciate it, man. Y'all take it easy.
All right, that was Trey Hoovler, your third place finisher, and I tell you what, tonight's race was a whole lot of fun to watch here. These Cup cars at Iowa, race number 3 for the USRL United Southern Racing League 2018 Demon Simworks Cup Series. Definitely want to thank all you guys out there watching. Drawers, Unsolved, all you guys, Ed, Tommy, anybody that joined in here tonight and give us a little bit to talk about. Nicholas, Ed, Eric Driggins, Blake, Ron Holyfield, all you guys, Ronnie Spear, David Roach, man, we definitely appreciate it. AJ, Garrett Robinson, thanks for stopping by. Thanks to everybody for all the support that you guys give. Dustin, any last thoughts?
Man, it was a good race. We got to see a lot of good racing, a really huge wreck. We got to see a first here for me, myself, Cup racing at Iowa, which I wish I'd have tried it before now, and I look forward to doing myself. But looking forward to next week, man. They're going to Texas for the Texas Two-Step 210, and that should be a very, very good race. One of my favorite racetracks on the sim, so looking forward to that, man. And as always, thanks for having me up here in the booth, man. It's been a fun one.
Hey, I have to second you on that. Texas, it's going to be exciting next week, so make sure y'all come back and watch that one. The points, they're going to be tight. Chris Stump, he's going to walk out with the points lead, but the points, man, they're coming in tight, and they're going to go out tight, and I really enjoyed it. You know, the Cup cars at Iowa, it was a whole lot of fun, and I would have to, I want to try it too, so maybe we had to set that up there, Dustin. So for SRTV Network, I'm Jay Weezy. Thanks to everybody for all your support. If you like what you've seen, you know what to do. If you didn't like it, that's cool too, man. We appreciate you for stopping by. Either way, for Dustin German, I'm Jay Weezy. The USRL 2018 Demon Simworks Cup Series, race number 3. It's over. Everybody, have a good night.